This is the Ford Ranger Raptor Special Edition. The Ranger in general is Europe's most sold pickup. And here the Ranger Raptor is the more performance, more off-road oriented version. Today as a special edition we can see here with red accentuations on the hood, for example, and these black claddings. Typical Raptor front grille with the big Ford lettering, contrasting bumper right here. And headlamps here with the daytime running light, so a very aggressive styling. Weighting depth at 85 centimeters or 33 inches, and with these Fox performance dampers actually have 30% more travel in the front already. Even also in that special edition here, the hooks, also red color, nice contrast, and well, hopefully today it will be us who pulling someone else out. 5 meters 36 or 211 inches is the length of the Ford Ranger, and here in the Raptor scheme 28 centimeters or 11 inches of ground clearance. We also have this side step right here. It's always a nice spectacular feature. And here these 17-inch wheels, we have them in these all-terrain or off-road tires, and yeah, we painted them for you. Yeah, that was easy to do that in this quarry we are in today, and you can also take a look at how they look like when they're a little bit cleaner, but that way it's really fitting to the vehicle, right? Contrasting wheel arches, really strong look as well, and the special edition once again with these red stickers here. What do you think about the design? Yeah, and the big Raptor lettering right here. Of course, typical square dimensions here, and we have once again the special edition red stripes, and we can open that thing right here. And the good thing is that it doesn't fall down extremely hard, you know, so that's actually a good thing. Then you can also, you know, sit down here. This, by the way, very practical. You can put some, you know, like a bottle, you know, like for picnics. So it's a very good spare. Here you have to push that like this, and you can fold all the way in. 1 meters 58 is that length here, and the payload of 620 kilos. And yeah, how long is it for real? So let me test that. Then you can see I'm 1 meters 86 or 6'1", and of course with this extension here, which you can also use then for motocross bikes. Yeah, so that way I fit in here. It's not very comfortable position, so yeah, but maybe with a mattress for some outside camping, or just prefer it and enjoy it right here. Yeah, maybe for some picnic. And oh, thanks, Michelle. I'll have a good one. Under the hood we have here a 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel twin turbo, 213 horsepower, 500 Newton meters of torque, and a 10-speed automatic gearbox. Let's see how this one will bring its performance today in this quarry with a small off-road part. Yay. Car key. Yeah, quality wise, I mean price wise you are in the high premium area, but some, you know, of the build quality not. Door closing sound is mediocre, and then everything set in a rather rugged style here. Hard pack here, this is a little bit softer than for your elbow, for example. Then Ford Performance badging, and you also have a special Raptor steering wheel with red contrast stitches on the inside, and also here there's 12 o'clock marking here, red stitches as well in that special edition. And you have the seats, which are a mix of microfiber, and some parts are real animal skin, some parts are leather red, so it's a mixed need. And yeah, not necessary that they use real animal skin here, but the Raptor stitching here, this is actually quite cool. And once again, red contrast stitches in this special edition. So let's get inside, and yeah, there the side step is actually a very helpful feature to get inside easily. I wouldn't really need it, yeah, but it's still nice to have, definitely. Michelle? The hanger. Ah, yeah. Yes, this panic handle here, or you have here the normal one as well. Well, for the driver's side, not that needed, but definitely for the passenger side, really needed. Steering wheel, this is a big flaw actually, can only be moved up and down and not in and out. So this is really missing. Here the shifting pedals, especially, you know, you can put it in that you can hold the gear off-road, or then also for road driving. Most of the time you probably will not use it. And what is really interesting here on the steering wheel, still the hard buttons, and on the right side here, this will be the mode selector for the different driving modes, and the suspension adapts accordingly. Soon showing you that in the instruments. You guys always want to see some making of shots here, and well, what are we doing here actually? So Michelle is filming the instruments, and I'm holding this road map card because this is actually against the sun, so otherwise the instruments would be blinded by the light. Yeah, that's how it sometimes looks like with our shootings, what you don't see on camera.
A little bit more to the right, please.
Yeah, like this?
Yeah, like this. Thank you.
Okay. Here we are. These are the digital instruments without any glare on the picture. Gladly. Speedometer, also available digitally, then right side analog speed and left side analog RPM. Consumption, by the way, at about 8 liters or more kilometers, so 29 mpg US, 35 mpg UK. And here on the mode button, then you can pick the terrain modes, normal or sport. Then you have actually a stiffer suspension, that's interesting. These here are off-road modes, and then you have to go to the all-wheel drive mode or also to the all-wheel drive plus low gear reduction. And here Baja is also a mode that could be available in road driving, and this is also stiffening up suspension like sport because it's preparing for like big impacts and so on. Interior overview, here again red contour stitches, this is done here, the red cover, this is soft touch, but basic build quality. And you know, when you pay 70,000 euros, you expect a little bit more definitely. At least the climate unit is still manual, so you can easily also control it while driving, but it's really, yeah, among the cheapest quality we've seen in the interior. 12-volt power supply here, left and right actually. Zoom more to that screen, then a big shifting lever, and here are all the off-road functions, for example, then the all-wheel drive mode or the gear reduction, and here for the differential lock, rear differential lock, and also the hill descent control. We'll test it also in our off-road driving part today. Manual handbrake, yes, we need that for, yeah, drifting and stuff, you know. And then here we have the cup holders, they are adaptive, and this armrest just loosely attached, and then one split and two split underneath. Infotainment system, this is not the newest version of the Ford Sync, so yeah, you see it's not very responsive. Climate function is here where you can control where the vents are coming from. Yes, the 90s have called us and say like they want the infotainment system back, and this is the home screen. Here we go. And then when you connect your phone for the CarPlay or Android Auto, at least that's possible. And then you directly come to, you know, to your map view. So in a way it's better because you will use that, but in that way you cannot use the car internal GPS anymore. Yeah, about that. But most of the time, as I said, use the CarPlay, use Google Maps, and that's it. As for the rear, the Ranger Raptor is only available as a double cab. That means most space here in comparison. Here you can fold up this seat bench, and you have you know, the hazard triangle in there, for example. So here we go. And when I have put the seat as I would be driving, I can fit behind it. So for 4 tall adults, no problem. Also headroom-wise, 1.86 6'1". And the middle part here is, yeah, also quite soft, so even 5 tall adults do work in here indeed. Also with the microfiber inserts here at the rear seats. And then you have also some cup holders, but they are not adaptive. And in the middle part is also interesting, not only a third 12-volt power supply, but also a real power socket, and here in this case with the UK setup. Welcome to Thomas's off-road driving lounge for the Ranger Raptor, and we put it directly from the rear drive mode. Then you have 4H and 4 low. This is an all-wheel drive plus the gear reduction, and we can also activate the differential lock. It's the differential lock then for the rear, and we have to go to the neutral here, and then the car can actually change into the 4 low. Then we could put in the gear again, and now we have the 4 low and also the differential lock. This gives us the safest way to, I mean, this steep incline right here. And good thing is, you know, we need power, but steady power. And even here, wow, tires hooking up great. Thumbs now not inside the steering, but outside or on the steering. So my thumb doesn't get dislocated here. You see this off-road steering characteristic. It's rather, you know, light and so on. So for off-road situations, that's really good that the steering wheel doesn't get, you know, blown over the place when something is happening on the ground. And this is Armin Schwarz, rally champion, German rally idol. He's also guiding us here today a little bit. So yeah, that was a very interesting first test. So now next exercise, this is about the wheel travel basically, left and right, and we are in the rock mode now. And that means the connection between the wheels, left and right, is more loose, so they can actually travel then, you know, up and down, and you just have to go really, really slowly. From the inside, actually, it's not that spectacular because just, you know, the whole travel we have here is so enormous. But from the outside, it looks really, really cool So this is one of the things that looks most spectacular from the outside, but from the inside, you know, you getting a little bit shaken left and right and saying like, oh yeah, no, that's it. So you just have to be really, really slow, and that's about it. But yeah, very interesting to see it, especially in our outside shots. So now here, we now go left. Yeah, wow, this is now a little bit scary. And the car slowly dives in. Yeah, Michelle's filming from the outside, parallel shots. And you're really steady with the gas, a little bit of gas, we move again, and very slowly on the brakes. Here we go. Yeah, this feels really easy with that whole vehicle. And now, hill descent control, we have it activated, separate button. And here, I can't see anything, really steep downhill, so I'm roll in. And now I let go of the brakes, and the car is not accelerating that much, 5 kilometers, and I can, you know, this is like the minimum speed. I just hold the steering wheel, you know, somewhat steady. From the outside, again, it looks super spectacular. You maybe heard our things flying all over the place here, and yeah, this is really, the seat is really holding me in place in tight. It's really good that we also have the microfiber parts on the seat, and when it's a little bit flatter here, see also 5 kilometers an hour is actually the speed that is set at the moment. I can increase it a little bit with gently putting some pressure on the throttle, but I can just, you know, keep it rolling. And the thing is, I'm really not on the brakes here at all. The hill descent control is doing that all for us, and it's, yeah, it's really cool that this technology exists. Sometimes, of course, you know, when you're an experienced off-road driver, you can also do it yourself. But here, this is very helpful then. And of course, we also want to show you some normal road driving. For that, we stay in the normal driving mode, because this is the most comfortable one for that. We also stay in the rear-wheel drive mode, because then we also have less friction and so on, and we can, you know, turn the front wheels in, you know, how far we want actually. So that would be the normal road setup. And the cool thing is, of course, you sit upright, you have this really super high seating position, even higher in the SUVs you might know, and so on. And it has something, yeah, definitely unique also to steer this one around in the city. You also get a lot of looks, definitely, from from people around, because it's especially in Germany or in Europe in general, it is not like the typical appearance to have such a pickup truck driving around. It's of course more common in the US, definitely. In this case here, from the diesel engine, you hear it's a diesel, but it has actually some quite notable drive. Soon when we get out of this town here, I can also show you one more acceleration. We're close to the Tegernsee region here today in Germany, so an hour south of Munich. Very beautiful lake, definitely. So you should Google some pictures of that. Also here, fall in Germany. This is also very beautiful scenery, definitely for this one. By the way, when you're cruising it here in a normal way, the steering here, yes, we know it has this off-road background, that it doesn't go all over the place when something is happening on the ground. But the disadvantage of that is here is kind of like a almost dead zone area. Yeah, so for road driving then, this is not ideal. So it doesn't give you the best feel. When you come here to the sides, then steering feel is increased. Yes, you have to steer a lot, again, due to this off-road characteristic, then it's okay, but yeah, maybe a little bit more feel in this area would have been good, actually. The steering wheel itself is also quite soft, so it's also fun while driving. As for the general overview, yeah, nice. You can very well see what's happening behind you. Also the sides, this upright building style in this case then is actually a very good thing. So yeah, and you don't feel actually too displaced. It's not the biggest pickup truck, so, and some SUVs are meanwhile also quite big, so it's still quite okay for city driving. And when you know, going some slalom left and right, it doesn't shake up too much, so this Fox Performance suspension is doing a great job here as well. It can actually do both off-roading and road driving. And the fun thing is really that you feel these suspension differences when you change the terrain mode here from normal to sport, for example. Then, well, a scenic view now. So in this case, then the gears are turned up higher in the sports mode, so you're more, you know, revving it up and so on. And also the suspension, you feel that you have a little bit stiffer feedback than actually. So it's really fun that you have this pickup truck and you have a sport mode, you know. That's very unusual thing and is really special here to the Raptor. Yeah, Ford really introduced it also with the F-150 Raptor, making that, hey, we have the pickup truck, but then we put it in a very sporty way. That's why it's also so iconic actually. And you can also drive reasonably fast with that. So here there's another Ranger coming up, but the non-Raptor. Here also 70 kilometers an hour. It's fairly easy to control, and here in the sports suspension mode then it shakes up less. So you feel you have so much travel to work with. We've seen also in the off-road part. But the astonishing thing is that it is not kind of limiting you in road driving. So it doesn't feel like you would be wobbling around all the time. So indeed it is also really road suitable. Now we're directly driving alongside the lake. Wow, super beautiful. I really always like to combine these car reviews with beautiful landscapes, and I hope you also enjoy that too. So now we want to do one more acceleration, that you know what this car is capable of. So we get off this parking lot here, so we can do an acceleration on. So we have the sport mode right here. Let these cars pass. You shall pass. So it begins. Hashtag movie quote. Now we go from standstill with the rear-wheel drive. There's no one coming. I'll just hammer it, and let's see how that goes. That's 70 kilometers an hour. Yeah, of course, doesn't feel like the sportiest vehicle at all, but it was actually quite good for a pickup truck. So probably, yeah, one of the fastest we've driven so far. Yes, I know there are also like super sports versions of the F-150 or something, but this one here, at least for the ones in Europe, we can get as good as it gets. So even in road driving, a lot of fun, and delivers you this, yeah, really unique Raptor experience. You can also tune in to our earlier Ranger Raptor review. We also have an interesting different off-road part in that one. Or maybe go a little bit bigger and even more real American style with the Ram 1500.